Hollywood, California, and the studios where the distinguished pictures that bear the name of Samuel Goldwyn are produced. Such films as The Best Years of Our Lives, winner of 9 Academy Awards. It was in these very studios that we recently tried to make a trailer for a new and wonderful picture called The Bishop's Wife. You know what a trailer is. One of those little films you see at your theater which shows you scenes from some big picture that's coming soon. Well, we made the big picture, and it's on its way. But something happened to the little one. It was on the day we finished all work on The Bishop's Wife. The stars were on their way home.
Well, looks like it.
Yes, great sound better.
Goodbye, Gary. It's wonderful working with you. Goodbye, David.
See you very soon.
Very soon, I hope.
Goodbye, David.
See you tonight.
Oh, that's right.
Whoa!
Oh.
What about the trailer?
Trailer?
I forgot all about it.
Well, they must be set up somewhere. Where are they?
Stage 6.
No, I think they're on 8, David.
8?
Oh, yeah, go. Come on.
Just a minute, folks. I'm sorry. Can't go in without a pass.
Oh, well, you see, we work here. That is, we just finished over there. Now we...
All right, so you're finished. There's no one stopping you from leaving.
You don't understand. We still have to make the trailer.
Well, I'm sure you wouldn't want to stop us from telling people about a great picture like The Bishop's Wife.
Have you seen it?
Well, no, not exactly, but...
Then how do you know it's great?
Well, we had a lot of fun making it, and that's always a very good sign.
Well, look, maybe so, but I'm new here. I don't know you folks, unless you got a pass.
I'm David Niven, and I play the bishop.
And I'm Loretta Young, and I play the Bishop's Wife.
And I'm Cary Grant. I play... Oh, that's right.
Yeah, wait a minute. What's the matter?
Well, nobody's supposed to know what part I play until they see the picture.
Then what do you need of the trailer?
Well, we'd like folks to come in and see the picture. It's very fine, and it's quite the most unusual picture Sam Goldwyn has ever made.
Oh, yeah. It's full of surprises.
Oh, please.
Well, if you put it that way.
Thanks, officer.
I've got an idea.
What?
The Bishop's Wife is different. Let's keep it that way. Let's have no trailer.
David, a picture without a trailer?
No, that's it. Why take all the wonderful surprises out of it before people see it?
All right, sold. No trailer.
No trailer.
Oh, wait a minute.
Goodbye.
Hello, welcome to Movie Umpers. My name is Bob Sham.
My name is Angela.
The sounds you hear may be wassailing or the sound of an angel trying to fuck your wife. Does he even have genitalia? I don't know.
Listen,
It's a good question. I guess he could make it happen.
the woman in this
He has
movie,
hands in a mouth. We know that.
he does have hands and a mouth and beautiful eyes.
It's
The most wonderful time of the year.
Christmas movies, Camp Comfort and Joy, all month long. I need to say repeatedly that one of our RSS feeds, the one on SoundCloud that has the old Documenteers episodes in the first of the year, will be taken down. We'll be down to one RSS feed. So if there's some Documenteers episodes that you want to download or go back and you're able to download them all. I just backed all mine up recently today. It's actually really easy to do. You just have to scroll for a really long time. And we're changing the name of the show. We know what the new name's going to be.
But we're not going to tell you yet.
And you're going to love it, I swear. I think we'll do a podcast announcement for the new name on the Sunday, the week of Christmas. And maybe on that Monday episode, we'll formally announce on the YouTube channel what the name will be.
Cool.
So not on Christmas, because everyone's going to get to those later, because everyone is understandably busy. But a few days before Christmas, yes. We were talking about angel genitalia, hands and mouth. Did
And
I
I
interrupt
said
you?
beautiful eyes.
All right, we're talking about the classic film, The Bishop's Wife from 1947, directed by Henry Koster. Written by Leonardo Bercovici, Robert Sherwood, based upon a novella by Robert Nathan. I haven't looked deeper into this, but Wikipedia claims that Billy Wilder and Charles Brackett were uncredited writers on this script.
Okay.
It stars Cary Grant, Loretta Young, and David Niven. Cinematography by the legendary Greg Toland, very prolific, classic cinematographer. One credit he has many credits, but one notable one is Citizen Kane. He also did this, and I thought the shots and the film work in this movie are actually really good.
Beautiful.
You could really sit down and talk about how weirdly strange this story is, and we will. But you can't deny how really well shot and well made it is. And I think that lends it to its classic reputation.
Yes.
But yes, Cary Grant comes down from heaven.
We just see him start. He just starts on the street. We don't see heaven. This is no Clarence at the beginning of It's a Wonderful Life.
Though we have, this came out a year after It's a Wonderful Life. And the little girl, Zuzu is the one who talks about the bells ringing. And when
she's Debbie in this.
A character so small that maybe you didn't really need her.
You needed it so he could tell her stories.
But there's a group of kids that bully her because she's a bishop's child.
No, she's a little girl and it's all boys. They don't want her to play.
But the kid who played the young George Bailey is one of her bullies in this movie. So that's fun. That kid cannot get out of winter clothes to save his life. Cary Grant, his name is Dudley. He comes down and we just see him walking the streets, and
he's doing things like saving a baby from getting hit by a bus because a mom wasn't paying attention, and he guides a blind man across the street.
Oh, this is very kind of you.
It's a privilege.
And he's doing nice things.
The small miracles he does seem suspiciously like
serendipitous.
That other people could just be like stopping their cars.
Absolutely.
He walks a blind man across the street, and it alleges that he is forcing the cars to stop.
Or that they just cannot hit him.
Yeah.
Because it happens again later where it's like he's not even paying attention, but the cars just automatically don't hit him.
And people are just kind of mesmerized by him, taken aback by his presence at all times. And I actually love the way Cary Grant plays this role, because he kind of plays it like, there's a certain level of autism, of high-functioning autism, that is actually very kind of charming. He's very sincere. He hears their hopes and dreams. He understands what they want. But whether they're rude to him or whatever, he seems to respond to people in the exact same way.
He's been alive forever.
This is when the tism has the little rhythm. I guess that's what angels are. How it reads here.
Okay.
Right?
Sure. I just thought
he's got the
he's
riz.
Just really thousands of years old, and he's going to do what he's going to do. It doesn't really matter to him.
Are we sure he's not just a gay wizard?
I mean, he is also a gay wizard in real life. He's a magical gay man.
Elsa Lanchester, who plays the Bride of Frankenstein, plays the maid in here. And she is also very drawn to him, very obsessed with him. We think the subtext here is that their gaydar is just going off when Cary Grant and Elsa are in the room with each other, and they're just bonding in that way.
They just feel like a kinship.
Yeah.
So he meets our lady, the lady of the movie.
Well, there's some politics going on. This is an Episcopalian church. We had to have that clarified, this bishop who is married to a woman. But he wants to build a cathedral, but this rich donor lady, widow, wants it built in a very specific way.
She played the mother of Dr. Henry Higgins.
From
My Fair Lady.
There you go.
The way this movie is laid out, he knows who he's going to find. He's going to find that bishop. But when he's just walking around the streets of the town, he comes across the bishop's wife and immediately is drawn to her.
Yeah.
In a way that you don't know if he's now going to insert himself in her life because he is so drawn to her, or if he was looking for her.
City of Angels, Wings of Desire, bit of vibe
that is
here.
Exactly what's happening for him as the movie goes.
But the angel is there. Dudley, Cary Grant, is there because the bishop prayed for guidance in this issue regarding getting this cathedral built and whose version of the cathedral is going to win out.
The bishop was also praying for his wife to be happy. So the angel has to do both. He's got to help with the cathedral, and he's got to make this woman happy.
They didn't really
just doing his job.
We had to research the denomination here. The movie just assumes that if you're not Catholic, you're probably an Anglican offshoot here.
Episcopalian.
I'm like, well, I grew up about 2 rungs down from that at Methodist.
Same. Well, I was Baptist, so I think I was like one more.
Well, yeah, you're down there. You don't dance at weddings, and half of us are bitchy.
And y'all thought we were going to hell.
No, I never thought that. I don't recall anyone like telling us growing up that all other denominations but us are going to hell.
I had a Methodist Sunday school teacher when I went to church with my best friend
well,
when
half
I was
of
like
them are
9,
terrible people.
Say that Baptists were going to go to hell in Sunday school.
Maybe it was just a personal attack, Anyway.
Yeah, I was a real cunt when I was 9. He probably just hated me.
You're going to hell, bitch, saying that to a 9-year-old.
So we learned very quickly that the bishop is just so stressed out because he's trying to make this old widow happy. And all he does every day is try to raise money for this cathedral. And he abandoned his old church because he has this vision of he's supposed to raise up this huge cathedral that's going to be a beacon and everyone's going to come there. And this old church, St. Timothy's, that he used to be part of, is dying basically, and it's in town. And when they lived there, they got to see everybody and they knew people. And now they live farther out where all these like rich people are. They have a big old house and servants. And I said,
the servants, well, the house.
why don't we use that money?
The house is likely provided by the church. I believe it kind of works out like there may be an organization, a greater organization that each church is under a regional ward under that might provide that employment. I know with regular Protestant preachers, like in Methodism, for example, there was a house with every church that the preacher could live in.
Absolutely. But this man's cathedral has not been built yet.
Yeah.
And they don't live in town anymore. So I think when they lived in town and he was at St. Timothy's, they did probably live in the church house.
So I get, I guess it's just devil's advocate.
It's totally.
But maybe he could have asked the church to be like, can we get some cathedral money? Yeah, we can underpay an immigrant maid for you, but a whole other cathedral
not gonna
in
happen.
the middle of city property is quite a bit of money.
This woman, his wife, Julia, is so in love with him and believes so much in what he's doing, but she is worried about him and she is afraid that he is changing so much that they're not going to be able to ever get back to happy.
Well, Dudley confronts the David Niven's character, Bishop Henry, and tells him straight up, I'm an angel.
You asked for help.
I? Who told you I asked for help?
Well, you were known to be a good man, Henry, and you were heard. I was instructed to come here in answer to your prayer.
Who are you?
I'm an angel.
I beg your pardon?
I'm an angel. No wings at the moment, but...
You're an angel. Oh, I knew it. I've been working too hard.
We see a lot of the back at Cary Grant's head. He just makes his delivery with his little smile. And everything is just about everyone reacting to him, whether they know why they're reacting to him or they're just completely confused by his presence.
Yeah, and the bishop doesn't believe him, and he understands that the bishop doesn't believe him, but he also says, yeah, but if anybody's gonna believe, it would be you, right? You're a man of God. I'm an angel. And they talk about things, but when he tries to tell anyone else that Dudley's an angel, he gets interrupted. Dudley won't let him tell anyone else. He's the only one who's allowed to know because he's the one who prayed for him to come, and that's who he's helping.
The Bishop Henry wants some confirmation, and he's like, well, make the cathedral up here on the hill. And Dudley's response is, well, if I did that, how are you going to explain that a house is suddenly there? But it's a miracle.
But
it's a miracle.
We know now Dudley never came there to build a cathedral. Dudley came there to help this man because what he was really praying for was not a cathedral. He was praying for guidance.
Well, that's a bit of the reveal of what he's really there for, because in Dudley's mind, the whole way, it's about wrapping up this cathedral nonsense.
Well, it's very quickly, he could make people give the money. There's a lot of things he could do to make it happen really quickly, but he doesn't.
But it seems like the money's the problem because he's beholden to the bigger donor.
Yeah.
He can't get money from somewhere else. If he could just get a bunch of money.
Well, they had all those donation cards and
Yeah.
people just weren't paying up. And I thought for a moment that Dudley was going to take those cards and go to those people and charm them into giving the money they promised. But no, he just organized them and then he took Julie out to lunch.
Maybe it didn't add up to what he needed still compared to the big donor.
Okay.
But he thinks it's just all about the cathedral. But no, of course, it's about giving and being a good human being.
This movie is really old, Bob. It's okay. I don't think I ruined anything. It's an angel movie.
You spoiled it.
It's an angel movie. You already said that he's going to want to fuck her.
Oh, yeah.
That doesn't come till the end either.
Well, who doesn't? Have you seen her?
Couple. I know they're not a couple. She's married to the bishop. But when Dudley and Julia are together.
Do you think he catches it like doggy? Do you think he gives back shots, or is it straight like...
Well, we said we don't even know if he has genitalia, so I don't know.
No, I'm talking about the bishop and his wife.
Oh, straight missionary.
Just that?
Yeah, I bet her mouth hasn't even ever touched his penis. I know.
What if he never even like did a thing where he flipped her to the side and put her one leg over the shoulder?
No, because later there is a point where he tries to compliment her.
What's that you're humming?
Oh, I don't know, dear. Is it anything?
It's rather gay.
Well, I feel gay.
Hell yeah.
I like to watch you brushing your hair.
Thank you, dear. Is that a compliment?
Yes, you do it so capably.
Thank you.
And he tells her that she brushes her hair competently. And then he says, "You are a competent wife."
It rizzed me up, made me wish I was his wife.
I was like, just say the word pretty, dude. Anyway, when there's this part where, Dudley's taking Julia all kinds of places. He takes her to lunch at one point. He's charming her friends. He's charming everyone. Everyone's in love with him. Debbie loves him.
There are moments throughout the movie, if we could describe some of these tricks he does, he seems to do a lot more telekinesis and stuff when no one's in the room. But a lot of it is just like, hey, that door that was locked, it's unlocked now.
That's the thing he finally does in front of the bishop, for the bishop to know that he's magic.
The most amazing thing he does is he makes the kindly professor, who is an atheist, he doesn't end up one. He's confused as to why he's not one by the end. We'll discuss why. But he makes his booze like always fill up in the wine, but the wine doesn't get you drunk. What is refilled?
But it makes you happy. He does say that it makes you happy, but
so
you
it's a
don't
drug.
get drunk. Yeah,
Straight
it's
up, he
essentially
just gave him,
happy juice.
That's one of those like THC infused beverages, I bet.
They go to the old church, and only 2 of the boys are there for the choir. And he says, "Why don't you boys just start singing?" As the boys are singing, he's like guiding other children into the church until they have a full choir that sings a beautiful song.
Alluding that he's brought them in, that the kids are not just happen to be coming in at that time.
Exactly. And then they get in this cab and they're not in a hurry to go anywhere. So they end up at this ice rink and they convince the cabbie to also get out of the cab and come skating with them. And he makes both of them great at skating.
Look what I'm doing.
You're a beautiful skater, Julia. In fact, you're beautiful.
And this is done very well because there's a point where he's skating really well and then he's skating with Julia very well. And then all 3 of them are doing like a whole routine on the ice. You see them from the front quite a lot, but the way it's done with the shadows, it's so brilliant because it's not them, but it's just enough that it looks really good.
You can tell
so good.
You can tell where the body doubles are coming in, but yeah, it's set up and executed in such a way that it's still a very impressive scene overall.
There's also a moment earlier on where they're standing in front of this painting of the cathedral that the bishop had made, and that's what he looks at and dreams about his cathedral, where like the light color in the painting behind gets really bright when they're talking about the cathedral. It's really cool. There's just these little tiny moments where it looks like a little hyper.
While Dudley is off ice skating romantically with the bishop's wife, the bishop goes to the big donor lady's house and essentially concedes. And the donor lady is like, I want this mural of St. George fighting a dragon. I want it, the face of St. George to resemble my husband. I want his name on it and not a little brass plaque.
Who do you see as the dragon?
Oh, any dragon. Now let's get the blueprints.
Caves in because he just wants to get the thing done.
Which means he is going against his own principles.
But he can see, and he is convinced at this point that dude is an angel. He also is aware that the wife really gets along with this angel very well, and she actually seems happier around him, the angel, Dudley, than she does him.
There's one thing I know about this. Julia is absolutely blameless.
Of course she is.
You deliberately stopped me from joining you.
Julia had a very good time.
Well, I didn't.
Well, if you'd sent me to represent you with Mrs. Hamilton, I would have gone. You didn't, so I represented you with your wife.
Is that part of the normal duties of an angel?
Cary Grant and this woman, I can't remember her name, when they are together,
Loretta Young.
They are the definition of a handsome couple.
Yeah.
The definition of it. There's this one hat that she's always looking at in this window. It's the first time he sees her, she's looking at this hat and she wants it so badly, but they don't have money. He goes in before they go ice skating and it's getting pulled out of the window and this person has it on and they go in and he just does this little thing where he like leans down and he looks at the lady, the rich lady in the mirror and he goes, and she's like, oh no, this is not for me. And then he buys it or they buy it. He doesn't have any money, but he gets stuff.
So Dudley goes to the donor lady's house, happens to find a piece of music by her one true love who wasn't her husband. So he walks over to the harp, and you can see the little effects that separate his hands from Cary Grant's
really
face.
good, though.
But it still looks great.
And for the time, are you kidding?
So he's playing this piece, and the lady comes down, and she's like, of course, like, no one on this planet should know that arrangement. Mm-hmm. And then she explains how she loved this man, but it couldn't be, and ultimately she picked her husband for security, and though she respected her husband and what she did for him, she ultimately wasn't in love with him.
And she's felt guilty forever, and since her husband died, she has made all kinds of monuments in his name. That's why she wanted this big thing made at this church. She feels guilty. The man that she really loved, she could have been with. She chose not to because he was poor. And so she tells all this to Dudley. She's never told this to anyone. Her heart softens.
Henry, I've changed my mind about the cathedral. I'm going to give my money to those who need it, to the poor and the homeless and the unappreciated people here in the city and all over the world. And I want you to direct the spending of the money.
Oh, now, Henry, you see what Dudley has done.
Yes, I see.
Now you understand.
Well, thank you, Mrs. Hamilton.
So she's essentially going to create a trust and put him in charge of it to give this money to who needs it. So
the bishop gets 0 cathedral now. But so Dudley's just coming back with his high-functioning, very hyper-charismatic autism. He basically, without saying I love you, says that his time there is almost up.
There are few people who know the secret of making a heaven here on earth. You are one of those rare people.
But he tells the bishop's wife,
I think you ought to go.
No, please, Julia. Don't send me away.
What are you saying, Dudley?
I'm tired of being a wanderer. I'm tired of an existence where one is neither hot nor cold, hungry nor full.
We're supposed to go off so we don't get attached to people, but nothing in this world will make me happier than staying here and being here with you.
And in that moment, she realizes that he feels that way about her, and she's like, I don't want to see you ever again.
I'm sorry, the Hays Code says that I cannot leave my bishop husband for you.
And then he goes into the bishop to say goodbye to the bishop and says to him,
Don't you realize, Henry, that as an angel I could quite possibly destroy you with a bolt of lightning?
I don't care. Julia means more to me than my life. I'm not going to lose her.
Then I have news for you. I'm going.
I'll accept that as a fact when I see it happen.
Oh, no, you won't. Because when I'm gone, you will never know that an angel visited your house.
Basically saying, I could have stolen your woman, but I didn't. So you better fucking appreciate it.
You're welcome for being a nice guy.
I got her rizzed up for you. Get your ass in there.
I got her heated up. I got her slopped up. You can go in now. I fluffed her for you, Bishop. pop right on in there. And I do think this story is pretty cute overall.
Yeah.
But all the charisma is between Cary Grant and Loretta Young. David Niven, I like his character, even when they kind of come together and seem real sweet to each other.
At the very end.
Henry, what is it?
I don't know. I just have the most inexplicable feeling of happiness.
Oh,
You know something?
what?
Downstairs in the kitchen, there's a big bowl of cider.
Yes, that's for tomorrow afternoon.
So let's drink it loud. Let's drink to us, to our happiness, and to what lies ahead. And then let's smash the glasses in the fireplace.
Yeah, it's
sweet, though.
It is sweet enough. To see Cary Grant and her together, it's just dripping charisma.
The whole thing is that once he leaves, no one will remember that he was ever there. Elsa Lancaster's not going to remember Julia, the bishop, the widow,
The professor.
And so it ends on, they're all going back to the original small church, St. Timothy's, where he's now going to go back to and preach there. He's preaching there. The sermon he ends up giving is the sermon that Dudley wrote. He doesn't know it, but he keeps reading it. It's not familiar to him because he doesn't remember Dudley.
Dudley dictated the sermon and the typewriter typed itself.
Oh, that was a magic.
But the most fantastical things, no one's in the room for.
Oh, no. At the very end, Dudley's standing outside the church, just kind of being happy that he did such a good job. And the atheist professor is going into the church and stops and is like,
Why am I doing this?
But he goes in.
Because of the endless happy wine.
Do you think his endless happy wine continued?
I want to say, yeah. That thing became a true artifact in this whole movie, the endless happy wine. That's the biggest evidence that something was happening, and he was showing it off. Before Dudley leaves their lives, which forces everyone to forget, all these characters do know he's an angel, you know?
Yes.
So by that point, but then they have the familiarity of him, but they don't have the direct memory of him. They feel his influence despite not knowing where it came from.
Are you then just really confused about the last 3 weeks of your life or week of your life?
Everyone
I don't know how
probably
long he was
thinks
there.
they're having like pre-dementia
It was
dealing
probably
with this shit.
It was probably like 3 or 4 days, honestly.
People probably had to check themselves into some places after this.
The widow was like, "What check did I just write? Why did I just write that check?
Why did I give away all this money?
Where's my mural? I don't know."
Where's my husband's face fighting a dragon? A fun movie, all in all. Cary Grant is great in it.
Yes.
The Bishop's Wife from 1947, 1 through 5 each, combined for best out of 10. For me, this one is pretty much considered a classic. I think I can go a solid 4 on The Bishop's Wife.
Me too.
Scope it out, folks. I think this score feels very right. The Bishop's Wife from 1947 is an 8 out of 10. It shares this ranking with movies like The Old Dark House, The 32 Mummy, James Cameron's Terminator, Starship Troopers, the first RoboCop, Prince of Darkness. It's at least as good as these movies.
Prince of Darkness and The Bishop's Wife in the same list. I love it.
That's a hell of a double feature. You want to sit down for that one. So I'm forgetting off the top of my head what's coming on Wednesday. It's a cult movie, a true cult movie. Santa Claus versus the Devil. I think it's from Mexico. And if it is, that would make it our first Mexican film that we're going to discuss. And our second one will be, we do have one down the pike in a little over a couple of months, another Mexican movie. But I think it's from Mexico. It could be from Spain or something.
I did pick it, but I don't know.
We don't really know anything about it, so
that was the intriguing part.
It's very new to us. So Santa Claus versus the Devil this Wednesday. Then I forget what's on Friday, and then it's Christmas week after that. So you better believe I overbooked it, and there's a lot of shit. But yes, The Bishop's Wife is an 8. Check the show notes for links to other places to find us. Like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Let us know what you think of The Bishop's Wife. Let us know anything we forgot to mention. There was a lot of very low bar miracles performed here. And leave a comment, like, subscribe, all that. I think I already said all that. We need to go to bed.
Happy holidays.
And shades of gloom and sadness, the Lord is more.